What's up everybody, welcome to the Phase Reviews YouTube channel. My name is Jordan. If you are new here, thank you for joining me, and if you're a subscriber, as always, welcome back to the channel. Today on the review table, I have a tablet, a 10-inch screen Plimpton P3. I've never heard of this brand before, but they reached out to me and offered to send me one of these for review. But everything that I say in this video is going to be my own thoughts. They have no say over what I make in this video, so we're going to talk about the pros and the cons of this unit. I'm going to do a full unboxing, show you what's inside the package, set it up, do a couple of speed tests, a couple of operating demos, and then let you know my experience using this over the past couple of weeks. Now, if you're new here, I would love to earn your subscription by the end of this video. It helps the channel grow, so you can ring that notification bell, like the video, and leave a comment. I would for sure appreciate you for it, because I know a large portion of you are not subscribed yet. But we won't waste any more time with that. Let's take a look at this Plimpton Plimpad P3. So I think this is a first for the channel. I've never reviewed a tablet. I've reviewed a ton of other smart devices, smart accessories, but never a tablet itself. And honestly, I have an iPad mini that I use for my medical school stuff and for personal reasons. But I think a tablet, especially an affordable one like this, is a great option for those that are just looking to play some games, maybe just want a tablet to handle their kids when you're on a long flight or a car ride. There's a ton of uses for an affordable tablet. It doesn't need to be top of the line, super duper fast if your audience really doesn't care that much. And that's where I think this Plimpton Plimpad P3 comes in. It's got a 10-inch display, and it's an Android tablet, hooks up with your Google account. And there's a few different specs here on the back that I wanted to read to you. If you care about those, it'll be quick. It says it's powered by Android 11. It has a quad-core CPU with a 10.1-inch touchscreen, 3 gigs of built-in memory with up to 32 gigs of external storage via a micro SD, an 8-megapixel camera plus a 2-megapixel front-facing camera for your Zoom calls, a 1280 by 800 display, and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi is supported. Now let's open this box up. It does look beautiful. It's a nice cardboard box. It feels like kind of an iPad box. Got a nice full-color picture of the tablet here, and you're going to notice, we're going to see it in person, but the design is very sleek and modern, and I would not feel weird or out of place using this in a public setting. Okay, so here's the tablet itself. It's wrapped in a nice plastic bag. When we pull this out, you're going to see that nice 10-inch display. This is a perfect size for me, good for watching movies on, but not so unwieldy that you can't hold it in one hand and use it with the other hand. The display has a pretty standard size bezel around the edges. You can see the front-facing camera right up here towards the edge. And on the back, you have the Plimpton logo. You have your camera with flash right here. And then on the bottom, you have your speaker ports. On the side, you have nothing on this side. You do have this would be the top, you have the micro SD slot as well as your charging slot, USB-C, which I love to see. Your volume and your power right here, as well as a headphone jack, which is good for those kids needing headphones on a long flight and you don't want to use Bluetooth ones. Okay, so that's the tablet itself. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Also in the box, there's a few other compartments here. We removed this little foam piece and then open, there's one large box, which I just knocked the warranty card out of, and then one small box. So we'll start with the large one first. It feels pretty empty. All you're going to find in here is your user manual, and this is a proper user manual, plenty of pages, full color images, very easy to understand how to set this up, but it'll actually walk you through it when you turn it on. Now in the smaller box, we have some of our accessories, which will include a wall wart plug, AC to DC power converter, which I love to see this. More and more manufacturers are just shipping a cable now and not one of these, but it's nice to see that they included one in there. And then they also give you your, if I can shake it out here, your USB to USB-C power cable right there, and that's a good 5 or 6 feet, so plenty of length to run it from your wall to your seat or wherever you're hanging out. So I've already got this charged up because I did do a bit of testing with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera around and give you a top-down view of the tablet. We'll power it up and I'll show you how long it takes to boot, and then we'll run through a few different programs and tests just to see how it runs. All right, so here's the Plimpad P3. You can see it's got some fingerprints on it already. There's me in the display right there, and it's powered off completely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this button right here to turn the tablet on. Now there's the on screen, and you're going to get an idea of how quickly this powers up right now. But I did want to mention that setting this up, the actual first power on, factory reset was not a quick process. Oh, this is just having issues with the focus. Let's see if I can turn that off real quick. Okay, so yeah, it took quite a bit of time to get this thing dialed in very first. I would say, oh, you can see the animation there. I would say maybe 10, 15 minutes even to put in my Wi-Fi, select my language, go through all of that for this to initialize. Not a quick process at all. And you can see with powering on here, it's also not going to win any speed competition. So this is a turn on from a completely off state. And it's just taking its little time powering up here. There we go. Okay, so I don't know how long that was, 30 seconds, a minute. Definitely not the fastest. You can see the time there, and then I'm just gonna swipe up to unlock. I think I just put the password as 1234, but just so I don't expose any of my passwords. Yeah, 1234. Okay, so this is what the home screen looks like. And looks like also we're still not completely ready to go. So tablet starting. So again, speed is not its strong suit. There we go. Now we're ready to go. There's our apps, and they've initialized. Okay, so at least a minute from a dead stop, a dead turn off. I'm gonna rotate it on the side here. And it looks like my apps, there we go. So the accelerometer, again, takes a little bit of time. And let's start with our web browser. We'll go there, and we'll just type in, I always usually go to like YouTube or Google. So if we click up in the web address, we'll just hit YouTube. This is just to give you an idea of, oh, I guess I should type it right? That's gonna help. Again, it's good that I'm making mistakes. That way you can see how fast this tablet actually is. So once I hit enter, give this a couple seconds, and we're still loading. Now, granted, this did just come on from a complete stop. Now, the display looks like, at least on my end, kind of weird. I think that's just an artifact of the camera because I don't see that in real life. There we go. It looks like the tablet is still initializing at this point, but once we're up and going, it should be running a little bit quicker here. Okay, so while that's loading, I'm gonna hit the home button right here, and we'll go try something else. I've got a couple of kids games because this is gonna be a game that my daughter, my 2-year-old daughter, can play with. So here we go. We've got one of these kids games loaded up here. We'll see how long this takes to initialize. And while it's doing that, the construction on this guy, let's play. This is a plastic build. It does feel good in the hands. Let's see if we can turn that back around. This is just a little instrument game. Now the speaker is nice and loud. Let's adjust the volume here. Okay, so that was only about halfway. So you can hear a little bit of distortion. That's actually super duper loud. Plenty of output on this speaker. Let's switch over instruments here. Okay, so once you load it up, it's very responsive. And the speaker is honestly a really strong suit. So that looks good. Let me swipe up here. We'll go back to the home screen. If you want to switch apps, oh, there we go. If you want to switch apps, you hit that little square. You can swipe through your apps that you have open. We'll go back to the browser and see what's going on with YouTube over here. There we go. So we've got YouTube loaded up. I also have the YouTube app on this tablet. So let me go back to the main screen. We'll swipe over here, go to the Google folder, and then just hit YouTube. Get that pulled up. Again, this kind of gives you an idea of loading time. Incognito. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. YouTube incognito. All right. This is my first time using all of this. So let's just go to YouTube and we'll just type in, we've got some searches here, Nitro Mesh drum kit here that I owned for a hot second. So we'll click that. There we go. We'll just try clicking one of these and see how long it takes to load. So again, web browsing, speed is not the strong suit, but this will give us a chance to look at the display itself. So I want to make that bigger. And as I'm looking through my camera display, I see some weird artifacts on the screen here. I don't know why that's happening on the camera, but looking at it in in real life, none of that is there. It's a beautiful HD display. It's not 4K by any means, but it does look really nice, and I'd be more than happy to watch a movie on this. Now, I think we can access all of our, our quick settings right here as far as turning Wi-Fi on and off, adjusting the rotation and the Bluetooth. I'm going to turn that back off and we can go right there. Now if we swipe up from the bottom, that's how we get back to our main screen and switch between our apps. So if I swipe up from the bottom, there's our square. And we can jump back to the game that we had up right here. So really just doing this to try and give you an idea of the different speed, the speed of different tasks on the tablet. Like I said, speed is not a strong suit, but it does have a few great things going for it. The display looks great. The speaker has really good output. The design is sleek and modern and feels good in the hand, and the touch responsiveness, I think is the right word, is great. So all in all, if you're just looking to watch a few videos, do light web browsing, or play some games, or just for a tablet to hand off to your child, it's going to be perfect. Shutting the tablet off is the same process as turning it on. Just hold this button right over here for a little while and you'll have the option to power off or restart. If we hit power off, it'll take a couple seconds to shut down, and there we go. We're good to go. So there you go. That is a look at the Plimpton Plimpad P3. It's a mouthful, but it's a great little tablet. It's not the fastest in the world, but the display is nice and clear. It's also very touch responsive, and it's got all of the features you would want on a tablet, including expandable storage as well as a headphone out if you want to hand this off, like I said, to your kids to watch a movie or something of that nature. If you're not looking to edit videos and photos on here, you're not looking to multitask and be switching rapidly between email, browser, game, movie like I do all the time. If you're just looking for something simple to play games on, watch a few shows, maybe type occasionally, this is going to work great. So if you want to pick one of these up for yourself, I'll include a link down in the description. You can buy through there and support the channel. It helps me grow, and I would of course love you for it. And if you're not looking to pick up a tablet today, at least subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. A large portion of you aren't subscribed. I know you hear this from every YouTuber. It's true. I can see how many of you aren't. So please consider subscribing and leaving a comment, because it'll help the algorithm get these videos a little more traction. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.